Hey guys, Russ Lyman here, and happy Friday the 13th. Glad you could join me on this spooky monster holiday. Woo! But I wanted to show you guys some cool stuff that I have in my collection that's Friday the 13th related. Let's check it out. Alright guys, the first thing I want to show you is this really cool mask I got made by NECA. It's modeled after the Jason in the NES game. And it has like that teal blue color and it glows in the dark. It's really sweet. There's the package there. It has some cool art on the side. And it comes in this nice blister pack here. And I ended up just cutting it along the side there so I could remove it. But you take it out of the package there. There it is. It's got a nice strap there and a little NECA logo under there. And it's made out of ceramic the way it feels. So if this falls, it definitely will crack. But it has great details and it looks awesome. Heavy duty. Really excited to have this in the collection. Now it was 30 bucks at Toys R Us, so if you could head to your local Toys R Us and pick one up, then pretty awesome pickup. Something else in my collection is the NECA Jason NES figure. And this was a Comic-Con exclusive. I ended up picking it up at a local game store. So it opens up like that. Normally it has the Jason figure in there, but I actually have him on display. So here he is. And he comes with, you know, the glow-in-the-dark mask. His hands glow and his feet glow too. He has the machete and that glows as well, and he's all in purple. Really sweet. And they made the box look just like the NES box pretty much. Mimicked it. I like how it has like the torn edges and stuff like that. Gives it a cool vintage look. And you can keep the figure in there and keep it open. And I like that ending screen there. You and your friends are dead. Now here's a comparison for the NECA figure box and the NES game box. I said they modeled it after it, so it looks pretty spot on the side spine and everything like that. And even on the back of the box, they look very similar. Now a little bit about this box here. Well, actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna send this over to Dave the NES Guy. He does some great box art banters, so I think he'll do a better job than I can. So take it away, Dave.
Thanks, Russ. Dave the NES Guy here, and I'll be looking at the box for Friday the 13th. Now, I gotta say, I really like this box. This box screams the 1980s. On the front cover, you've got one of the most iconic horror movie characters from the 80s, Jason Voorhees, with his mask and menacing axe in hand. He's also in front of a neon backsplash. You know, nothing says rad and nothing says 1980s like a neon backsplash. I gotta say, I'm also very impressed because they use an actual image of Jason on the front. And if you're a kid growing up in the 80s, you certainly weren't allowed to rent these movies, but you were allowed to rent the video game. And this cover appealed to so many kids, and so many kids played it and have awesome fond memories of this game, and I think it's because of the cover. It did a really good job. On the front cover, you have "Destroy Jason if you can." I find it very interesting that they use the word destroy and not the word kill, as if to suggest that the word destroy was somehow less violent. Yet you have a man with an axe and hockey mask in hand, menacingly looking at you. This game was part of the Power Play series, which I can only assume means that there's a part in the game that has 4 on 5. I like hockey a lot. Hockey mask? Also, it's an LJN game, part of the Interactive video games. On the back cover, you have 3 smaller screenshots on the left and a bunch of text on the right. Now, LJN, what they did with a lot of their boxes was they put smaller screenshots. However, I find these screenshots actually do a really good job of showing you what's actually in the game. I like them and they do a good job there. Let's look at the text. It all takes place out at Crystal Lake. that pleasant little camp where happy children of all ages go to spend a fun-filled summer. But this summer will be different. The fun will have to wait. Jason has decided to come to camp, and terror is the only game they'll be playing. Terror! 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 The fun, it's gonna happen, but it's gonna have to wait a little bit. First, we have to have terror, then fun. There's a sequence here. And terror is the only game they'll be playing because kids love terror. Only you can stop this terror. You and your 6 camp counselors can prevent Jason from running wild. It's not an easy task. You must first fight your way through forests filled with man-eating wolves, caves covered with blood-sucking bats, and hordes of mindless zombies at every turn. An excellent description, it's exactly in the game. If a friend is in danger, it is up to you to help, or else you can kiss them goodbye. Mwah. Jason doesn't play favorites, he'll take anyone. So you can kiss your friends goodbye. Jason doesn't play favorites, he'll kill anyone, even children. Probably should just gloss over that because we're at a camp with children apparently in this video game. You know what? Let's not look into that too much. Don't think that hiding in a cabin or staying adrift in a canoe will keep you safe. The only way to survive this summer is to challenge Jason face to face and destroy him. Haha, it has destroy on the back. Well done. Don't worry that it hasn't been done before. There is always a first time. Well, not always. The game sort of taunts you at the end, telling you this game is very hard. You can try, you may not succeed, but try at least. I'd say about the only thing that's missing on the box is a coupon for a summer camp in your local area. Alright guys, so that's the box for Friday the 13th. Cheers.
Friday the 13th on the Nintendo Entertainment System. One of the few horror games released for the console. Even the opening screen was a scary sight for any young child in the 80s. That would help set the tone for this game. Now I know this game gets a lot of flack by other people, but I want to say that I really do like this game. I mean, sure it has its flaws, but there are plenty of worse games on the NES. And I think it comes down to people picking up this game today and playing it without knowing how to play it. They don't take the time to read the instructions and the objectives of the game. The objective of the game is simple. You must stay alive long enough to find a way to defeat Jason once and for all. To do this requires nerves of steel as you explore Crystal Lake Campground, encountering its many hidden dangers and searching for the weapons and other items you will need to accomplish your fearful task. Friday the 13th is made up of 3 kinds of screens. The map screen shows the location of the counselors during the game. The side view screen is used when exploring outside, and the interior screen is used when exploring inside a room. You switch back and forth between the 6 different counselors as you explore and battle your way around the cabins and trails of Crystal Lake. Now, battling Jason is no easy task. Depending on what weapon you are using will decide how much damage you are able to inflict on Jason, the rock being the least, and the torch or pitchfork being the strongest. You can also get some armor upgrades if you find Jason's cabin hidden in the caves, where you must face the severed head of his mother. Only after defeating her, you are rewarded with her sweater. Much like in one of the movies, when one of the girls puts on the sweater of Jason's mom and he becomes confused and does not attack her. I think it's great that they did their best to implement things from the movies into the game. This game did come out in 1988, and there were no Grand Theft Auto games where you go around killing people, so they certainly couldn't have you play as Jason killing camp counselors. So they went with the heroic route, and had you play as various camp counselors trying to stop Jason from killing more kids. Alright guys, my final thoughts for Friday the 13th on the NES. I think it's a pretty great game, and you should give it a chance. It just may surprise you. I want to give a special shout out to Dave the NES Guy for helping me out making this video. If you want to check out some of his other box art banters, be sure to click one of the links down below. And it'll also take you to his channel, so be sure to subscribe. And if you're new to my channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button right over here. This way you're up to date in all the videos I put out. And I put out new videos every Monday and every Friday. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next video.